Hi, I'm Akhilesh Gandhi, a PhD student at the R.T. McFarlane Department of Chemical Engineering at the Texas A&M University, and this is my submission for the NYSC RDA Tenant Data Energy Challenge. The problem statement is pretty straightforward. For given data for a building in New York with 18 meters, which we might assume as 18 individual levels, for all of these, 15-minute interval data is given for the total electricity consumption, and a total building-wide consumption of the steam and electricity is given for past several years. This data is especially focusing mainly on the lockdown period and the initiation of the lockdown, where we have the occupancy level as well. The problem asks to make a prediction for the specific date of August 31st with for all of these 18 meters at a given 15-minute interval period. So when we look at the data, we observe that there is very low correlation and the data is highly nonlinear. When we look at the steam consumption data, we observe that steam data is missing or null values for several of the dates. It could either be possible that no steam was actually consumed, but since this is not known, we would not assume steam data to be known and we will not consider steam data into our model. When we look at electricity consumption, with time, we can say that the data is highly nonlinear. Obviously, this also includes a seasonal factor into consumption since summer months it is lower and probably during the winter months we can see that the consumption is slightly higher. When we also look at the entries with dates, we can see that the entries fell down drastically during the month of May, and this is the data we are actually looking at. So this was the period during the lockdown initiation. When we look at the consumption with entries, so if you want to make a estimate of how entries affect our consumption, we can see that the data is highly nonlinear, though we can see that there is a positive correlation overall. And when we look at the steam consumption, we can see that the data is highly nonlinear, it is sparse and it is non-correlated, apart from it being positive, since irrespective of entries, both being positive, they would be positive correlated, but this does not mean that there is a strong correlation between these factors. So to make a model prediction for the next, only looking at the 18 meters, we developed two models. First one is based on LSTM, so it is a long short-term memory. The model basically learns how the trends in electricity consumption have been across the past years, and also it takes into account the local or short-term consumption for the past couple of days, let's say, or couple of periods. In this case, we take this model is taking slightly more data than the past 2 days. Since we do not have occupancy or those consumptions for the weekend, we want to include our model to take slightly more data to consider what happened on Friday if it were a Monday. So that is why we take around 200 time steps into this LSTM forecasting model. The forecasting model assumes that you do not know any of the data for August 31. It assumes you do not know the occupancy, it assumes you do not know the temperature, and you do not know the humidity for that day. This model is uh, highly usable in the sense that these data would not be known on a real life basis, on a real day-to-day basis. You would not be knowing what would be happening tomorrow in terms of weather, the occupancy, or the humidity, and thus this model is actually deployable in the real world. The testing validation loss for this model was observed to be 0.012. The drawback for this model though is that it is highly computationally expensive to train, though the predictions are easy, but to improve the performance for this model, it would be requiring many more computational efforts towards this end. The second more easier to train computationally model is a deep neural network. We observed a mean error of 0.187 for this model. We also perform multilinear regression, but since even we saw in the data that most of the data is non-linear, dependent on entries or dates, it did not give significant results. In a deep neural network, the following of the data were used into as inputs. We considered the total building consumption, hour and minute of the day, since we want to use this as an output as well, and there would be significant impact on the daytime and the night time, which we want to capture into our model. We use the meter number using 1 hot encoding for 18 of the meters. We have the maximum building demand and minimum building demand and average building demand. Though most of these factors are already considered when we look at the total building consumption, removing these three factors were affecting the total error for the model, and thus these were kept as is. Temperature and humidity were also considered, since that would define your electricity consumption. We did not, the following of the inputs were removed from the model, that is the month, the year, and the steam data. Steam data was not really relevant in the sense that it was null in most cases and we couldn't really use it to training a deep neural network. The year, for month and year, both of these factors did not really seem to affect the average error, mean absolute error for these models, and thus it was not really needed to train the model, and removing these models helps train the model faster, since it doesn't have to consider unnecessary biases and weights to tune. Using these as the inputs, we developed a model with the 4 layers, and the consumption for meter for the given meter. So if we also have to give for the next prediction, we have to ask for which meter we want to consider, the hour and minute. And since the data already has the total building consumption and this other data, we can thus predict the next the meter consumption for that specific hour and minute for that specific date of August 31st. So our results and discussion would be that forecast the most useful model of both the models we developed. One is the forecasting consumption, where future occupancy, temperature, and humidity are unknown. In this case, the LSTM model will be most applicable and deployable, since you do not know these factors in advance. The model ANN and LSTM, both models, could be developed as an application to other buildings or other meters, since the model is general and can be trained on any data sets. We can predict the consumption of other buildings, nearby buildings, which have observed similar trends, and this can help reducing the electricity costs while also improving efficiency. So if we can make a prediction for the future consumption or the current consumption or another building consumption, both of these consumptions are essential to estimate the electricity consumption and buy electricity at a cheaper price, and also to improve the efficiency, since the ideal occupancy level will increase the energy efficiency of the building. How do we improve our model performance? So there are a couple of points where we can improve the model performance. First is the accurate data correction, where a negative consumption values for meter were given for meter 10 and a couple more other values. Negative electricity consumption does not physically make sense, and though we use it to train the model, it does correcting these values will definitely improve the model performance. The occupancy level for weekends is not yet known. So in both of the models we trained, we assumed for one of them we assumed the occupancy to be 0 on weekends, and for the other model we assumed that we removed occupancy for the weekends overall, since that was not there, and the weekend data is missing. So in both of the models we use, there is some assumption, and thus it doesn't really help with the current model, but it would definitely help improve the model performance. Thank you.